What's up? This is Derek.
Jamie Madrock.
Man, this your man's Obi Trice.
This is Ad-Lib.
Yo, what up? This is Spex1.
This is Spesh K.
Hot Rocks, the motherfucking Skot MC.
Breaking
Records.
Breaking Records Radio out here.
This is Breaking Records Radio.
Check them out, man.
When you did Perfeck Strangers with Promise, you guys had a song called Work to Do, which a version of that song that wasn't allowed to make the album featured a very young Aubrey Graham, Mr. Drake on it.
Yeah, man.
What was it like working with Drake? Even if it was a very young Drake.
That's the joke. I never did.
No?
No, Promise did.
Okay.
Promise is, let me tell you something about Promise, my cousin Promise. I have so much respect for Promise, man. He is a consummate grinder. And at the time, he still is, but at the time, you know, like MySpace was a little bigger. We're going back at least 6 years now.
Yeah.
Yep.
And he would, he has Montel Jordan on his first album. He's actually on his latest EP. He just connects, he connects with people. Online, very humble, very professional. And he has features upon features upon features. Perfeck Strangers album has Wordsworth on it.
Yeah.
You know, we did a remix of that track with Prince Poe. And like, some of my heroes, because Promise got in contact with him. And it has love from all these people. And he was just, I'm like, what is your secret? He's like, yo, partakes in conversations with them online and just does his professional networking, you know? So he didn't have to do a hell of a lot of networking with Drake per se, because Promise has long done like extra work, and he's been an extra in Degrassi, so he knew when Drake was on Degrassi. And what a lot of people don't realize is that Drake was rhyming while he was on Degrassi, but no one knew him as this rhymer. He was an actor on the show. Yeah. And they got in the studio together. Promise has been in the studio with a lot of people, but they happened to record a bunch of tracks before he became, you know, the superstar he is now. So when I started working with Promise, he informed me of it. Drake was still on his way up. He was making moves, of course, but he's like, you know, I got a few records with Drake in it, and a lot of records that we did were stuff that Promise had started already. And some of it, Work to Do was one of them, was like, yeah, I like this joint, I'll jump on it. And he goes, yeah, it might be kind of cool, because, you know, we'll just throw it out there, and, you know, Drake's blowing up now, so let's let people check out this track with Drake in it that we're on. Yeah. And it was kind of smart because it did get a lot of online love, and we had no intentions of using it on the album. And this dude, I gotta shout him out, Miles Steffen, from Nebraska, I believe. A kid got a hold of the joint, loved it, put up a guitar solo online, just uploaded his guitar solo on YouTube to Work to Do because he liked the track.
Really, eh?
That's amazing.
About a year or two later, when we're trying to wrap this album up, Promise is like, what about Work to Do? I'm like, well, can't do Work to Do. We're not going to use Drake. He goes, yeah, but we'll take Drake out. I go, okay, but we're looking at a song that barely lasts 2 minutes when you take Drake out. And we had the idea of contacting this kid from Nebraska and saying, you want to play a guitar solo on our album? He did it, and that's the track on the album.
That's crazy.
Yeah, and it's a sick guitar. He replicated it almost exactly, and it's brilliant because Work to Do today stands as my favorite music video that I've ever done.
The videos, I love the Office Space references.
And so the guitar solo gives us that perfect opportunity to recreate the printer scene. Yep. And to me, it's a stroke of brilliance that happened, again, sort of by fluky accident.
The universe.
Because Work to Do was a Promise featuring Drake song, as far as I know. Until it was introduced to me, I contributed my part. Next thing you know, it's a Perfeck Strangers record and my favorite video I've ever done. Yeah. Yeah, so I never had the opportunity to be in the studio with Drake, although I can say I've done a track with him. Yeah. That's how that happened.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Breaking fucking Records Radio.